empty land. I knew the pathways like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet, set by the river, and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that we've been dreaming of? Simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when we're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. So if you got a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything. So why don't we go somewhere only we know? Somewhere only we know. Simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. So if you got a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything. So why don't we go? So why don't we go? This could be the end of everything. So why don't we go somewhere only we know? Somewhere only we know. Somewhere only we know. Alright, so that was my cover of Somewhere Only We Know by Keane. It's an oldie but a goodie, and I did that song because I like it, really no other reason. Yeah, except for maybe there's no other songs out at the moment that I want to cover. Actually, that's a lie, because the next song I'm going to do, I've already got an idea for the song. Just a matter of getting around to doing it. Should be quite cool if I get around to doing it. Maybe I will, I'm not too sure. But the idea is there, so get excited. If you've been living under a rock, you would have known that there was a massive tsunami and earthquake in Japan. Terrible news. A lot of people died. A lot of people are still missing, and what's even scarier is that there's a nuclear reactor that may or may not melt down. I don't know what the result of a nuclear meltdown would be, but the thought is quite scary. Moving along, a video that I came across during Facebook. It's about a kid who was getting bullied. I'll try to post a link to the video down below if I can find one. I think YouTube has taken most of the videos off only because the school was getting a bad rap for it. But basically what the story was, there was this kid who was getting bullied. Pretty much bullied his entire life. And he snapped. So one day he was actually getting picked on by a kid who was 2 years below him, smaller than him. That little kid was hitting him. Big guy snapped, picked him up, dropped him on his head. To that kid, you're awesome. I like to call that kid Zangief Kid. You know, like in Street Fighter. If you don't know what Street Fighter is, where were you in the 1990s? Because Xbox, PlayStation, and the Wii weren't around. So video arcade games were the rage. So since my last video, I actually went to that Taste of Sydney thing, which was actually quite good. I ate a lot of seafood, and I was actually quite surprised. There was a lot of food there for me to eat, and I ate quite a lot of it. Later that night, went to watch Kesha. She was actually quite good. I really enjoyed her concert. Other than the fact that I was standing pretty much all the time and was off to the side. It was really good. But the most interesting part of that night was my brother's friend, an American, she drank a little too much and thought it would be a good idea to take off her dress and start running around the floor area in her shoes and undies and bra. Which leads me on to my next point. Americans are crazy. Sometimes in a good way, like this girl. No, I didn't take photos because that would be wrong. And then crazy in a bad way, like Chris Brown, who went Incredible Hulk after an interview, breaking windows and ripping off his shirt because that's what Hulk does and that's what Chris Brown be doing. Luckily, no girls were harmed during his rage, but if there was a girl there, who knows? I'm just saying. Moving on, still doing Bikram yoga, and I find that Bikram yoga is a very good indication if I, 1, have had enough sleep or rest from the day before, 2, if I'm eating okay. If I haven't done both of those, I usually find myself almost on the verge of passing out. All these flashing lights, well, not flashing lights, but everything just goes ridiculously bright and I get dizzy and woozy. Basically, I feel like falling over. Luckily, the past couple times I was there, I haven't felt like that, which means I must be doing a good job. Good job. I'm still on my pescatarian diet and going through this thing at the same time, so clearly I'm doing well. So I've recently started playing Words with Friends. It's a great game, but what annoys me is people who I play with make up ridiculous words like workaday, loitings, and other words that I can't really remember only because they didn't score over 100 points. Anyways, that's my random Words with Friends. There should be a limit on how many times you can try fake words. When I watch a couple of movies, I watched I Am Number 4, which wasn't getting really good reviews, but I quite enjoyed it only because Diana Agron was there, or Argon, I can't remember. Quinn Fabray from Glee. Oh, I'd have her babies. Basically, she made the movie. And a description of I Am Number 4, if you haven't seen it, is if the Twilight series and Jumper had babies, it would be I Am Number 4. I also watched Romeo and Juliet in 3D. I thought it was going to be a lot better than what it was. It was funny, music was good, that's basically it. I mean, throughout the entire movie, the greatest hits of Elton John were kind of playing as the background music. Yeah, good film, nothing special. Different take on the whole Romeo and Juliet story, but basic storyline is pretty much there. And on the last note, Thursday was yesterday, today is Friday. It's not actually Friday, but Rebecca Black's song Friday. If you haven't heard it, I suggest you do. Hilarious. I couldn't listen to it entirely the first time I was trying to listen to it because words cannot. There's really not much I can say about that song except it brings a lot of happiness in people's lives. But having said that, Lady Gaga has actually come out and said Rebecca Black is a genius, but Lady Gaga is a little crazy. I'm not saying I don't like her, but sometimes she's just a little in the head, but I like her for that. Recently downloaded Friday. It's actually a fun song to listen to, kind of along the lines as Wannabe by the Spice Girls. That was annoying, but now it's become one of their greatest hits, and from that song there are a lot of one-liners like tell me what you want, what you really, really want, and a ziggy zig ah. But anyways, Rebecca Black's Friday, a lot of one-liners from that, a lot of hilarious moments can come from that song, which is great. Don't think it should be a #1 song ever, anywhere, but there is a place for it. And no, that is not the next song I'm gonna do, though the thought did cross my mind, would be fun to play that song, but I'm not gonna do it for the next song. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, looking forward to kind of doing the next video. Should be quite good, and yeah, that's about it, so stay tuned for more. So why don't we go somewhere